Hey, it's the Chief bonding with board games and RPGs. What are we in? We are inside Maze Rats and we are using the Mythic emulator with this fate chart in order to handle things. And maybe we will also possibly use what is it, UNE, in order to handle any discussions that may happen with our tune, our sovereign. Welcome everyone that's already in. We already have Dick Skull and Never Fear. Let's see, Never Fear has been waiting for at least 50 minutes, if not his entire life, to see this show and these episodes. He does say we are nearing the end, and it does feel that way. It is that way. We also have Dick Skull that's in. Excellent. And we may have some more folks popping in as we go. We had quite the epic session last time. We fought Balthazar. Oh, by the way, there is a wind and rainstorm that's just begun. So if for some reason I drop, it's going to be weather related, and we'll just probably have to pick it up in a week. But just know that if I suddenly disappear, it had to do with weather. So yes, we are live, and yes, Dick Skull is playing Colonel Hemming. Never Fear is playing Finn the Peddler. And the fight we just had was with Balthazar. And you can see he's demonic, half-breed demon running an underground, or was posthumously, he was killed. But the big thing that happened was Chalita, who was our little Miss Goody Two Shoes, kind of a brother-sister relationship with Chadwick. Well, Chadwick's going hog wild crazy, rolls up on the table. They're in a fight with Balthazar. They've taken out a runner. And Balthazar ends up dying with the help of the oh shoot, what do we call the tears? Why am I blanking on the tears name? I'm like, on the holy tears, the holy tears from Saint Fiona, which we had a whole side quest. He's dead, but Chadwick died as well. Now, early on, Chalita has a special power. It's supposed to be this like one-time use of a healing beam. She can do some other little clerical healing pray things, but it's more like just minor hit point improvement. And I got to be honest with you, I never planned on doing a bunch of life saves. And Maze Rats, if you die, you die. And I'm expecting that. And we did a roll, though, for the healing beam. And there was a 10% chance, percentile die, that Chadwick would be saved. We got a 10. This beam of light in the middle of the night shone through the window from the heavens, and Chadwick sat up or removed the horn, one of the horns from his chest, and sat up and then healed in everyone's presence. There are quite the folks that are there. So just to cover some of the folks that are there, Lord Shimler was there. His bastard son, I've got to remember, where is it? I had it on my notes. There it is. Well, I can't find it now. So, but his son was there, quite the swordsman. Gruznack has fled. He is the second in charge of the city guard, the City Watch. That's an issue. The City Watch is trying to reassert its control with Lord Shimler and mostly his sons. So that's an issue we're going to want to deal with. Our Toon's coronation is supposed to happen in the morning. It's still the middle of the night. We have the issue of, is the watch in control? I would say not yet. Gruznack on the loose, and the issue that just happened, that there was a miracle that occurred. I'm going to state right off the bat, and I really should, I put the list into my little binder, which is how I track everything. Let me pull out the names of the sons, I believe. Yes, that's what I needed. Kaysen was our fellow. Kaysen's the bastard son with the good sword that was fighting with Chadwick. I believe after this beam dissipates, what do we have coming in? Gladwin on the throne. That'll happen in the morning. So the whole idea was that the watch was going to exert control in the middle of the night, and in the morning Artoon, the rightful sovereign, his younger brother Gladwin. It was a Cain and Abel type thing, although he didn't actually kill his brother. He exiled him. Is going to be showing up with the rightful royal robes. And we had to get control of the guard in the middle of the night. We made a big step in doing that by killing Balthazar. He's in charge of the demonic forces, the underground. And his man Gruznack was placed second in charge of the watch, and Lord Shimler was addled. He basically had dementia, but that was fixed temporarily. So moving forward, I want to first start with Kaysen immediately is stunned. He's just witnessed a miracle, and he's godsmacked. He takes a knee and he's like bowing his head and bringing his sword down, and it's straight toward Chalita. I think Chalita is still in a state of a little bit of drain and exhaustion and shock, having seen Chadwick, her friend / almost brother, basically killed. And I think her eyes are even still closed. And I picture her in a praying mode, like she's not praying mode, she's praying mode. So we know that Kaysen is immediately taken a knee and is kind of in praying mode, but towards Chalita. I'm not sure she'll be comfortable with that. Skull, what's Colonel Hemming doing? By the way, Colonel Hemming could use some healing himself. I won't go into that. Those that have seen the show should watch it, but I could see you being interested in the miracle you just saw. I think Lord Shimler, who is stunned, he also yells out, we must corral Gruznack. I think we need to go in pursuit now. All right, so we have opposing views. Never fear. What does Finn do? Never fear is running Finn the Peddler. We'll see if I get a response. Of course, over time, we've had folks that are coming in that are running characters. Skull's running Colonel Hemming. Let's see what that statement is. The Colonel is in wait and see mode. Got it. I pictured Chadwick is sitting up and just kind of like inspecting, where his gaping wound would have been, and is kind of perplexed, but feeling better than he's ever felt in his life. What is Finn doing? Finn's still in a bit of shock. Chadwick dying and coming back. Yes. I think Chadwick states basically in his own questioning mind of, I was going to say, I think he might say, it's just a flesh wound. That sounds like Chadwick. Not that he probably would have seen that movie, obviously, but I think he would be trying to joke it off as he himself can't quite process what happened. And he's not even sure there's been a miracle, I think. This combined with Chadwick's inner revelations could make him a better man. I agree. I think Chadwick is having an awakening himself. For those that want to go back and see what the relic did to him. Just heard an odd noise upstairs. We'll have to see what that is. My dog would alert me if it was anything odder. But, all right. So, yes, I agree. There are some things for Chadwick to deal with. I'm going to just move in that Lord Shimler says, Kaysen, we have to go in pursuit of Gruznack now. So they're going to move out. Are we moving with them, or do we have a separate purpose? This could be where Lord Shimler and Kaysen, and I know they had the other guy that owed the debt to Balthazar. Debt's now ceased and desisted. His name was Jasper. And Jasper is gathered in as one of the watch as well. So never fear, yes. Yes is what? You're following Lord Shimler. So I think, remember, Chadwick was on the table. I think he's looking down at Balthazar, and he's still kind of like, he can see his clothing is damaged, what appears to be quite the hole. And I think he's still inspecting, kind of touching at his wound, which you can see is kind of like his skin looks new and fresh over this wound. That is odd enough. All right, Finn is like, yeah, we have to chase Gruznack down. Now, Gruznack was wounded and then fled in the midst of this battle with Balthazar. We'd rolled and he fled. So the pursuit is on. I want to check. This is a scene shift, basically. So I think we're gathering up. What do we have coming in before I roll? I'd like to stick with Lord Shimler as well. Got it. Okay, so the colonel is, hey, let's do it. I check on Shalita before that. Okay, we'll come back to that. So I want to see, as they're running out after Gruznack, do we have the, is there an interrupt? We're at cast factor of 5. We have a 6. So nothing else is going to affect that. That kind of makes sense. It's in the middle of the night. So never fear, checking on Shalita. I think, or Finn checking on Shalita, I think he comes over and places his hand on her. And she opens her eyes. And she is a little bit like she's been in another place. She opens her eyes and is a little bit stunned as she looks at Chadwick, who's seated up on the table next to a deceased Balthazar and inspecting himself, clearly not dead. Let me just ask, I think 50-50 is Chadwick in a position to overcome his own issue to go after Gruznack? I'm going to go 50. I'm going to go a little bit more. I think it's actually a little bit unlikely. That's a 35% chance. I think he's still in a bit of stunned shock. But 35%, meaning yes, is he just like, yeah, we got to get Gruznack. 48, yeah, he hasn't composed himself yet. I don't think he's hearing or even seeing Lord Shimler running after. And, I think Chalita's probably in that same state with Chadwick. I would imagine, I know what she does. She moves to him immediately and just kind of gives him a big hug and can't believe he's present. He's corporal. She's kind of getting a feel of him to just make sure she understands that he's alive. Roll the scene setup. Don't forget that. Well, there was no scene change. So when you say scene setup, I'm going to have to look at what you're talking about here because I knew what the scene was. The scene setup was right where we were at and what was happening right after that. And then the next one was whether or not we were going to pursue or not. So I don't need a scene setup if I know right where we're at. This isn't a blank start. So I think the issue is we are going to have this foot pursuit going on, but you're not going to have Chalita and Chadwick in on this. They're going to be staying behind. So in regards to that, I guess the question is, Finn, let me see what you're asking for here. Check to see if the situation is altered or interrupted. I did that. Already happened and it wasn't. So maybe you dropped off there for a second. I checked it and it was a 6. We're at a cast factor of 5. So nothing changed. The expected scene is the expected scene. And I said that's to be kind of understood because it's in the middle of the night. So nothing has changed, altered, or interrupted our scene. Already done. So I already know Chadwick and Shalita are not going to be in this foot pursuit. The colonel already said that he believes in running after. Finn, this is your last chance. Are you coming in on the foot pursuit or are you staying with your friends? I believe you're probably coming with, but I will wait for your answer. And I'm going to use just some random percentile dice to see if we're able to keep up with this flight of fear. While I'm waiting to see which way Finn goes, we do have an injured Gruznack, and Lord Shimler and his other two, Grayson and Jasper, are in foot pursuit, and I believe they're able to spot him as he flees into the street. Remember, he is wounded, but he's got to have this boost of what's going on here. I think because of the wound, I want to keep track with some random notes. If we can stay with him for 6, I know I have 5, for 6 iterations of this foot pursuit without losing him, we're going to catch him due to exhaustion. But we're going to have to stay in that foot pursuit. This is going to be some strength checks because it's not a dexterity thing unless someone can explain how they're climbing up onto a building or something. I guess anything is possible, but this is more along the line of stamina and maintaining that foot pursuit. We've all been through, every character here has been through some things. Lord Shimler, I believe, has that. Oh, here we go. What do we got here? We can still throw stuff at him. You can. I don't think we're close enough now. So I want to have a factor that if we, I think there's going to be like a bad middle, which is maintaining that eye in pursuit, and then a good, which would mean you're able to do something extra, like throw something at him. Dexterity is generally used for agility as well. Sure, if you were to explain jumping over something, climbing up on a building to keep sight of him or whatever, but just stamina is going to be a strength thing. So a lot of this will be stamina checks. The colonel will struggle here, but he will do his best. For those that don't know, the colonel has a false peg leg. He is not a foot pursuit guy. However, we covered Gruznack is wounded. So I think that's the first thing is, and I don't have full up stats on Lord Shimler or on Grayson. I think I had a kind of just a little shorthand that I had figured out for these guys. I'm trying to see where was my fight sheet. The fight sheet with Balthazar had some of it. So I believe they all had decent strength. No, I'm going to just give them 2s. I'm going to give them 2s and everything. They don't plan on doing any dexterous type things. So first off, I just want to see, is Lord Shimler able to maintain let's see, before I rush into just doing skill checks. I think this might be better done with the fate chart or with even percentiles. Throw in your ideas here on how to make a good foot pursuit. I could definitely use the fate chart, and if we're rolling below or above, but maybe that's only if they fail their agility or fail their strength test. So I think that's probably a better idea. We're going to stay in with the rules, not seeing anything coming in. Lord Shimler has a +2 to this roll, just as he has spotted him. We do have a wounded. I'm going to go ahead and give him an advantage as we start because Gruznack is just fleeing in fear. Advantage just means I'm going to pick the high 2 here. So Lord Shimler, a 4-3-1. So he's just picking his he's got a 7 + 2, only taking him up to 9. So Lord Shimler has lost sight of Gruznack. Good thing is, we have Case and his son, a little bit younger fella. I got a feeling he still has advantage as well as he jumps out on the chase. There we go, 6-4-4. We dropped the lowest. That's a pure 10 with a +2. Cason's like, I've got him, and he's up and in pursuit. Does Lowell, I always forget the young fella that had the debt problem. It's Jasper. Lowell was the one fella I don't think that got picked. No, Lowell's the attitude guy, not with us. Got it. All right. Ooh, triple 1s. Wow. I think for this tells me that old Jasper, I don't think he's in for the pursuit of Gruznack. It tells me he may be in a little bit. Yeah, is it trip and fall or is it even further? Boy, I got a feeling. All right. So I want to go 50-50, it's going to be, yes, he trips and falls. But if it's higher than that, I think he's dirty. We've had this slight deal with Jasper as a young family, and he owes a debt to Balthazar. He might be bailing out of this on purpose. So we know, is this a trip and fall? 50-50. Okay, 14. That's a yes. I'm still very suspicious of this fella, this Jasper. I don't like him. He fell down. He fell down. So he's not dirty. Boy, I don't know. He fell down. Kaysen's still got eyes on. Finn, give me your strength roll, unless you want to explain dexterity. Maybe you're going up a deal. Or Colonel Hemming. Looking at your chart, Colonel, your strength is 1, so you can grit your way through this. But I want to see you with a... I don't think you're going to get that advantage roll. I think part of the deal with your peg leg is just roll 2 dice with a +1. 10 means you will be holding with this foot pursuit. So I'll wait for those to come in. Chadwick's not going. Neither is Chalita. Interestingly, those are the 2 I'm running. So I will just focus on Lord Shimler, Kaysen, and this Jasper fella. What do we got coming in? Never fear. All right, never fear. So you are in on the foot pursuit. Got a 13, so 6-4 strength. Good. He's still in on it. And there's our 7 + 1. And you're falling behind there, Colonel. Yep. I read your mind. Now, it doesn't mean you're completely out of it. I think if you miss 2 of these, maybe it's better for you to go find Artoon at that point in time. You're not going to be able to stay up in this foot pursuit. That is the first part, and he almost shook us right on the first one. So we're 1 down. We got to do 6 of these before we wear down old Gruznack. Kaysen's got eyes on. So basically, I think that means everybody can still roll with advantage. Kaysen's he's got eyes on him. He's maybe even closing distance. With that being said, it's very easy to keep up. It's not like you've lost him. Does anybody have anything? So maze rats, everything's open. Does anybody have anything that could work with this? Or do you think you know where he's going and somebody wants to try to cut off his route? All things are open. Let your imaginations go where they will. The Colonel is struggling with the chase. Yes. He's a tough man, though. I just see him, you might even do a little damage to yourself if you push past. So Skull, articulate whatever you're doing. You could push to the point where you're injuring yourself, not horribly, but I could see losing a point of health or something. The Colonel realizes the futility of the chase, will turn back to protect Artoon and Chalita. Okay, got it. So the Colonel pulls up short and realizes there's no way he's going to stay in this. There's just no way. And he goes back to gather up Chadwick and Chalita. Now, I like this. So in the background, I'm going to check with you occasionally, Skull, because I believe once you're with them, you might move them toward that raven's nest, which has got to be where Artoon is preparing. Remember, it's still like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. So you can gather them up and get back to Artoon. You might even have an interest in talking to Chalita. You have a bone disease that's going to kill you. I have a glass eye, Never Fear says. I want to try and throw this and cause Gruznack to fall. A glass eye. I didn't remember you having a glass eye. I also have caltrops that I want to throw. Okay. You do have a lot of dexterity. Is the glass eye yours or something you found? I can't remember. Is there a side path that I can come out at Gruznack for from the side? I'm sure there is. Okay, so Skull's doing this. Yeah, let's do a wisdom check first. Are you, let me know, are you throwing stuff? I think it would be a pretty difficult throw at this point in time. You stayed behind to kind of help Chalita. Not that you're not in foot pursuit. I like your idea of the side path first. Let's do that. Oh, you found the glass eye. Perfect. Okay. So I want to know wisdom first. Give me a wisdom roll basically you're going to be telling me if you're successful, yes, you know of a side path that's going to kind of put you into a position ahead of where he's at. That's an interesting deal. And your fin, your wisdom or willpower in this case is 2, but that's perception. So under a 2, you're going to have a +2 to this. I don't think there's any kind of, it's not like you grew up in this town, so I don't think you're going to have an advantage of rolling 2 6-sided dice with a +2. Give them the result. Got an 8. All right, so you don't know that at all. I think a throw at this point in time with you you didn't go in hot pursuit. I'm fine with you joining in the pursuit now, but I don't think you have your visuals at this point. I know you're wanting to throw, but just roll for, and again, I don't think you're going to have advantage either. That's interesting. I'm on all, however the heck I got that down. Every side is lined up. All right. So roll just 2 6-sided dice on your stamina. You're basically staying in earshot of what Kaysen is saying. Hold on a second. I'm hearing my phone, I believe. Let's see what's going on here. We're good. All right. So let me know if you're staying in this pursuit. It doesn't mean you're going to be completely out of it. Kaysen is yelling. 2D on your strength. Yes, sir. So your strength is a 3. Very nice. So you have a +3. Yep. So you'll roll 2D +3 for your strength. I like this. You're strong. You can probably even, I'll even let you close up distance and catch up to basically where Lord Shimler is if you get a success on this. So you have your +3 to a 2 6-sided dice roll. And then we're going to check the second round to see. Kaysen's yelling, I got him. I'm right here with him. What do we get here? 3, 4, 3. All right, 7 with your +3. That's perfect. 10. Yeah, you've caught up. So I love that. You've caught up, and that means you'll be rolling 3 dice with advantage at this point. You're basically up with Lord Shimler. The old Jasper fell out. So we only have 3 people in this pursuit now. We've got Finn the Peddler, Lord Shimler, and Kaysen, who's actually right on the heels of Gruznack. I want to see. I think old Gruznack has to stay, up on this as well, and he's going to lose a step if he doesn't pass his own strength roll. We're going to give him I think he's got a +2 to his strength, not advantage because he's wounded. I think he is slowly bleeding as he's running. So just a straight 2 with a +2. Let me see what he gets. Ooh, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I can show. There we go. He got a 9 plus his 2. So he doesn't lose ground. He's staying just ahead of Kaysen. So very good. That means we're going to have to stay in this foot pursuit with him. Kaysen first, again, with advantage. Kaysen's rolling. Does he maintain this? He's got a +2, a 6, 5, 1. So yes, he is successful with a 6, 5. He's going to stay. He's right in there. Gruznack's running. He's right on his heels. Can't quite reach out and get him. But boy, if we have a stutter step by old Gruznack, I think Kaysen's going to be able to lay hands on him. Kaysen's yelling, and hey, come on up. That's going to give Lord Shimler and Finn that advantage roll still. They've got somebody bird dogging Gruznack. So go ahead, never fear. Give me another roll. You do have advantage now because you're caught up with Lord Shimler. It's 3d6 with your +3. You might catch up to Kaysen. If you get a very good success here, you're going to catch up to Kaysen and be right in on this. I think that strength is really helping you out. I'm going to roll for Lord Shimler. Oh, 3 dice. He does have the advantage. He only has a +2. Ooh, 2, 2, 1. This is terrible. So that's only a 4, 5, 6. Once again, Lord Shimler falls back a little bit. Maybe that age, even though he's been preyed upon recently, not preyed upon, but preyed upon. He's not able to catch up at all. The only thing keeping him in the pursuit is Kaysen yelling out where this fella is. So I'm waiting on never fear, never fear. Give me your roll 3d6. Did it just come in? Yes. Ooh, very nice. 565 with your +3, 14 total. Yeah, no doubt. You've just passed Lord Schindler's. He's struggling, older man, but he's able to stay in because of his recent vigor. You're able to catch up with Kaysen. That means two of you now have eyes on Gruznack. You're running him down. That means you've made it to the second level. That is two now. You've got to stay with him for four more rounds, and at that point, I think out of exhaustion and his wounds, he will be out of it. So first of all, there is no advantage. There is no advantage for our Gruznack, who is fleeing on foot. Just 2d6 plus his +2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so he is now, I believe we're going to have a chance. If Kaysen and Finn are successful, they're going to have a chance to grab onto him. Love it. First, let me see. We still have advantage for Lord Schindler. Is he able to catch up? Kaysen and Finn are calling out. They're in hot pursuit. We need a success. Ooh, 4, 2, 2. So that's only 6, 7, 8. Lord Schindler has fallen out of this. That's his second fail. He is out of the pursuit. He's no longer in it. He's gotten confused. He's hearing echoing. He went down a wrong side street. Not saying that if they don't grab onto him, he couldn't then vector in, but he's no longer in that hot pursuit. It's down to just two of our people. I'm going to roll for Kaysen. Kaysen has advantage. He can see maybe there was a little stumble or something. Ooh, here we go. First, never fear. Oh, I like this. Ooh, real rough roll, but that 6 saves you. 6, 1, 1. So it's only 7, but with the 3, we've got a 10. That's a success. You're going to be laying hands or maybe back in a fight with Gruznack. All right, let's see. Did I say Kaysen earlier? What the heck was? Oh, Kaysen's I'm rolling for Kaysen. All right, here we go. 5, 3, 2. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You've got Kaysen, who's good with a sword. Good with the sword. You got him with you, Finn. Both of you have caught up to Gruznack. So I believe this has got to be a continuation of the battle. You know, I don't think Gruznack fell down. I think he realizes you guys are right there. He's going to get stabbed in the back if he doesn't turn around and confront. And it's just you two. But Lord Schindler could show up because he's going to hear fight noises. He might be able to come back in. I'll check. That's going to have to be a wisdom perception. Is he able to re-engage? Now, what we do have, oh, my notes. We have Lord Schindler. That's his clarity. Yes, Kaysen has, I believe I have him with a +3 on his sword ability. So that is nice. What do we have coming in with Finn? I want to throw my caltrop so he can't really try to escape. Like behind him and any potential escape path. Love it. Perfect. So I see you throwing them out into the path that even it won't even really allow him to retreat. He can't watch where he's stepping. But give me a dexterity check on that. I want to see, how good are these? You have a +2. How successful are you in this toss? So roll 2d6. You're going to add 2. Your call trips will go out, but I'm curious. How effective are they? Maybe one rolled up against a wall and it would be kind of hard for him to step into it. So we'll wait for your result. 2d6 +2. If you get a 10 or above, you've got them kind of in a point where I think he may even step on them and catch himself an injury. Otherwise, I think it's still something he's going to have to watch out for. Nice. Okay, we have a 10 with your ability. So I'm going to take one more health point right off of old Gruznack. Can anybody remember? I was so focused on Balthazar, and I don't see on my notes here what I know Gruznack took some injuries and then he fled. And I'm not seeing it listed here. It's mostly on Balthazar. Easy enough to do. I would put his HP down at around 5, if I remember right. But let me know if I'm wrong as we go into this fight. I have him at 5, but it's simply because I believe he was starting to flee. He has no armor. He's only got a defense of 6 and his sword. He was caught unawares. He didn't have his armor on, so he's just got his regular defense, no shield or anything like that. And we've taken one off due to these caltrops. I think you've thrown some of them right even in his path. He steps on one, and he's already down to 4. He's only got 4 HP. He does come with a I think his sword work is good though. He's got a +2 attack bonus, but his defense is questionable. All right, Finn, with you throwing those, I believe that is your action. So you're not doing a sword action on this round, but we're going to see what Kaysen has. Gruznack's drop your weapon. You are cornered and injured. Okay, he may give up. I like that. I like that. As you throw those caltrops and he sits on it, how much HP do you have left? I don't think you took any injuries in that fight at all. You were flinging from the back, and I'm showing you at a solid 10 HP. You also have your armor and your defense, no shield, so you're at 7 on your defense. Did note it down. That's fine. You didn't take any injuries in that. You kind of came in and you threw both of your daggers. So I guess the question is, you threw your daggers, and I don't think you're armed with anything else. Let me check. Other than those caltrops, I guess you could throw that glass eye at him. Yeah, dagger in each hand. What this means is you will be in barehanded fighting, which just means if you do damage, it's going to -1 off. So you may be looking around for other stuff to throw. That makes sense that you're asking him to give up. So with the HP, what is the willpower? I want to do a roll on this. I have a stiletto knife. Perfect. Okay, so that'll take care of that minus. There won't be a -1 to damage. You have your knife. That's perfect. I think you picked that up when we were in with those bandits. I want to see. I'm going to go with just a percentile roll on giving up. I think Gruznack is all in. I think it is very unlikely that he would give up. I think he's more likely to die. But it's possible he gives up. Very unlikely means a 25% chance. Very unlikely. Does he give up, though? 68, he does not give up at this level. The pursuit's over. I will do, not this round, but following rounds, I'm going to just do like a 25% chance that Lord Shimler arrives. He's got, he can hear some words, but we'll see if he's able to find you in this ongoing battle. So we're down to Kaysen and his fighting ability. So we're just going to roll 2. He's got a 2d6. He's got a +3, though, with his attack bonus. Yes, here we go with Kaysen. Kaysen's got his sword. He's going to move right in on him. Let's see what he gets. 5, 3 and a 2. So 5, 6, 7, 8. So he's doing an 8 attack. Roll for initiative. Okay, good point. Let me pause on this. No, we're at 8. There. Let me roll for initiative first. I'm just going to do 9-sided or 2. Let's do 2d6. So initiative for Kaysen. 5, 6, 5 and a 1. Initiative for Gruznack. 6, 2. So good point. Gruznack's taking the first move, but we'll come back to the 8. That's only going to do 1 HP, but 1 HP of damage. We'll come back to that. First is going to be Gruznack's attack. We know Gruznack's a +2 with his sword. What else do we have here? Gruznack is also not armored. You're right. Yeah, he only has a 6. Good point. So he only has a 6. That's going to do 2 damage. Yep. All right. Good point. Normally everyone's at 7, but with an 8, he'll do 2 damage. So first, though, his initiative, he's going to go first. And I believe he's obviously going to present right at Kaysen, who was hot on his heels. And what happens here? 6, 7, 8. We do have the +2. So we're at 9, 10. We have the armor and the defense is 7. That's 3 damage to Kaysen. So Gruznack's no slouch. Let me list down 3 HP damage. I've got Kaysen at 10. He's down to a 7. He is down to a 7. I spell his name Cayson. Wow. Old Gruznack, he's quite the fighter. That just showed up there. But now we do take, they exchange, boom, and old Gruznack is going to drop down. He's going to drop down 2, and he's only down to 2 health points. That's 2 health points for Gruznack. That's all he's got left. He was at 5. The call trips that he stepped back on injured him. Also means he can't flee anymore. I think he's hurt his foot. Probably got a call trap wound there. That brought him to 4. These 2 hits by Kaysen brings him down to 2. Kaysen's at 7. We do have a stiletto, but you tried to get him to give up. 25% chance does Lord Shimler hear the clanking of steel and arrive. 55, he does not. 55 is doubles at our chaos factor. That tells me we have a random event. We're going to resolve that now. Now, again, random events don't have to mean that it's with what we're dealing with, but it could. 91 is an NPC negative. Wow. All right, NPC negative. Again, it doesn't mean it has to be. I'm going to say it's one of 2 things. It's either going to be Gruznack or it's going to be something to do with Gladwin. Gladwin's the other main NPC that's getting ready to have something to happen to him. I want to know which one is this. Let's just say 50-50. Is it Gruznack? 50-50, so 50 or less, it's a Gruznack. Ooh, it's 73. This random event has something to do with Gladwin, which is Artoon's brother. Run out of call trips. I think you threw all of them at the same time. You sprinkled that area as a denial. That's my thinking of it. So whatever you had, you just put them out there, and he stepped on one. Artoon, we're going to go with a random event here. In the midst of this, I'm going to keep this quick. 65. What could we have here? 65 is attach. Okay, attach. This could simply mean that the rest of the City Watch, maybe they're putting Gladwin under arrest is what I'm leaning at. And a 1. Wow, goals. Attach goals. I'm leaning that is exactly what's happening. Should I remove it from my item list or can I pick them up later? You may pick them up later. So just hold on that. They came in handy, and if you want to pick them up later, that's what you could do. So in the midst of this, unbeknownst to what's going on here, those guard members, the brothers, the Robert II and his sons, they have moved with the watch that they've garnered, not sure that we were going to be able to stop Balthazar or Gruznack. They've moved to Gladwin's home. And I believe they're attempting an arrest. Now, you got to figure Gladwin has his own home guard, much like the Colonel was for Artoon. So that's going to be in the background. But I believe the watch is attempting an arrest. We'll probably play that out with a die roll, but it's off scene. It's happening in the background. Watch, attempted arrest of Gladwin. And of course, he has his own home defense, his King's Guard or whatever the heck it's called. So I've got a question mark here. Remind me to come back to that. That is going on in the background. Let's return to the fight. We've got Gruznack down to just 1. We're going to roll for initiative again. It's just going to be, I'd like to do initiative for the bad guys and the good guys. So initiative for Gruznack. He won it last time. Wow, 5 and 4. He's at 9. Initiative for Kaysen and Finn. 6, 7, 8. All right. Gruznack gets in another shot. This guy is good with his sword. Remember, he has a +2. We're going to roll for his attack. And I still think it's Kaysen. Kaysen is his big threat. He rolls 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 because of the attack bonus of 2. That's 10. We know that Kaysen has his armor on. 7. So defense +1. He takes 3 more damage. My God. Combat is brutal in Maze Rats, meaning that Kaysen is down to 4. The bastard son of Lord Shimler could die. We had some stuff come in here. Cool. Okay, you can pick your stuff up. You should roll only a d6 for initiative. Okay, that's fine. I don't mind 2d6 though either. If the rules say 1, fine, but 2 means we're just rounding out that bell curve. As long as I do it the same for both, I think we're good. All right, but I hear what you're saying. We'll just continue down this road because I'm in the flow. Boy, is he putting some hits onto, he's fighting desperately. So, Finn, I think you would have advantage. He's focused on Kaysen 100%. You have your stiletto. If you can explain to me what you're doing, I'm not saying 100% you have advantage because you do just have a little stiletto, but if you can, a stiletto, I don't know why I'm enunciating so much. If you can explain to me what you're doing, I can see you getting an advantage, almost like a thief sneaking around behind, but it's up to you to say what's going on here. Gruznack is fighting like a cornered raccoon. Yes, almost like a Wolverine here. I mean, this guy's putting some steel down. So, Finn, I want to give you a chance to take your shot before Kaysen reacts. I think there's pairing. He takes another injury. I think Kaysen's a little stunned here. He's very good with the sword. He's a little cocky, maybe a little too much, but I mean, he could die here. He's down to 4, but Gruznack's down to 2. Waiting on Finn, I just want to give you a chance to do something with the stiletto if you're wanting to do it. This will be happening simultaneously with Kaysen. Not seeing it, I'm going to go ahead and roll for Kaysen here. 2 dice +3. He's a swordsman. So let's see what we get here. 5 and a 2. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Of course, we know that there's only a defense of 6. That's 3 damage. That is going to kill Gruznack. But Finn, if you're in, I know sometimes you'll get some lag. Let me know what you're doing. Simultaneously, you could be attacking with that stiletto. Can't see my message. Okay. Try one more time. Or better yet, here. You're using a dexterity move. So I want you to roll with a dexterity move. Your dex is 2. If you get a dexterity, I think while that fighting was going on, you're able to sidestep in and just nail him with a stiletto. But I want you to pass a dex move to do that. You got your call trips down on the ground. You got their blades crashing. Again, I'll give you an advantage, though, because he's definitely focused on Kaysen's sword. So 3d6 plus 2 dex. 3d6 plus 2 dex to move in for your attack. Boom, with that stiletto. Give me that roll. We do know that, quite honestly, even if you miss this dexterity, Kaysen is about ready to bury steel into him. But I want to see what you've got. You're both carrying on. I'm going to roll real quick. Does Lord Shimler show up? 25% chance. 18. Lord Shimler is coming in. He's just seen his son take a shot. He's seeing Kaysen's sword just starting to pierce in. And what is Finn doing? Come on, Finn. Maybe Finn dropped. I think I just saw somebody drop out of this deal here. All right, I'm going to keep moving forward. But when Never Fear comes in, he will let us know what Finn did. There it is. There it is. All right, 13 on the dex check. All right, roll 2d6. 2d6 with a plus, or no, what? You don't have an attack bonus. So just roll. I'm going to give you an advantage due to your dexterity. I like how you moved in on the side. Roll 3d6. You do not have an attack bonus, but I want 3d6 for advantage, and we're going to see if you do some damage as well with your stiletto. 3d6. Give me the highest 2. Okay, an attack. You have a 1. Okay, I don't show it. I just show Briarborn, but let me make a note. I'm sure when you leveled up on one of them, I probably forgot to add your attack bonus. All right, so add +1, 3d6 +1 attack bonus. 4, 5 plus. Okay, so you're going to have a 10. And so, right as that sword from Kaysen comes in with a killing blow, you come in as well. Yep, 10 damage. So he had 6. You're doing 4. That tells me, I mean, you can tell me, I guess, tell me where your blade hit. That sounds like a neck thing, or that sounds like an eye thing, a rib thing. You tell me what you hit, gruesome wise. But right as that sword buries in for a killing blow, remember, he only had 2 health left. Your stiletto and Kaysen's blade will do their work. Gruznack is dead. You can add in as much gruesome detail as you wish if you want to tell it, but he is gone. Brutus stab. Wasn't that to the back? I think Brutus was stabbed in the back, but okay. Et tu, Brutus? So, all right. So you've gotten him. He's down. He's skewered. Lord Shimler rolls up. I think the easy thing here is Lord Shimler says, Gruznack's down. Balthazar's down. Let's move toward Robert II. He's got to be attempting the arrest of Gladwin as we speak. Beautiful. So where are we at? 51. Wow. Okay. Man, that time flew. So we will be moving towards, we'll open up with a scene check. Next episode, we will be headed to Gladwin's home. We've got to imagine that Robert II and his sons and the crew that he had with him, they are in the midst, probably a fight with Gladwin's royal guard in order to prevent this arrest. They've got to be, they don't care about the City Watch. They're not letting this happen. And we will be rushing to assist. That will be Shimler. That will be Finn. Finn, yes, you can pick up your caltrips. You can probably even pick up that sword if you want it from Gruznack. Let me know. What is interesting will also be, I'll have to think in the background, is Chadwick and Shalita and the colonel. Surely they knew what the plan was, that there would be an arrest as well. That makes sense to me, just postscript. I know this came up as a random event, but I think that would make sense. They will be moving toward Gladwin's residence as well. So we will have a meeting of everybody. Yes, okay, he picks up the sword. All right, let me make a note. You now have Gruznack's sword, which is a very good sword. So let me get this in. Finn has Gruznack's sword. You do not have your daggers at this point. Sword. All right. I didn't picture this. I actually thought, I like the foot pursuit though. So scene. When we return, no, it does not have any kind of attack bonus. It does not. So Maze Rats is not big on adding +1s to weapons and things. If you end up with a weapon, it would be more like, it's possessed, and if you use it, it corrupts you or does damage or something. They're usually cool little things rather than just +1s to whatever. So no bonuses on this sword, but it's a good sword. Next episode, we'll be joining the rest of Robert II, his sons, the Lowell, the mouthy one. We'll all be converging onto the rest of Gladwin. And if that goes the way it probably will go, I think with our victory here with Balthazar down, there's no other vermin or anybody coming to the assist. There's no demonic forces that are going to come to the assist of Gladwin. It's just his royal guard. If they're defeated, I think we'll move into the coronation of Artun. But that means we have at least one more episode left. Before we leave, what I didn't get a chance to do was hand out XP from last episode or this one. I don't remember handing out XP. Do any of the town guards show up in all this commotion? They do not. We're in the, remember, we're in the wealthy district, It's actually Robert II's home district that he's in charge of. And not only do they not expect trouble in this area, he's got control of it. And so I'm sure he's put out word to his guys that, there's the rightful, Lord Schimler is back in control. Not to mention, even if somebody showed up, Lord Schimler's there. He's the primary, and he's just executed the secondary. So I'm not, that's handled. Even if somebody showed up, no problems. I do want to layer down our expertise, though. We didn't do it last time. So everybody's going to end up with 2 just for being present. So we know we're going to have 2. In this one alone, I do think Finn, because Lord Schimler and his son Kaysen do not need to get any kind of experience. Finn, you did awesome here. Finn is going to pick up an additional 2. So Finn, you're going to have 4. We're going to come back to what the other guys did with, we actually need to cover what you did in Balthazar. You're going to have 1 from last time. You're going to have 1 from this time, plus 2. So you're going to have 3 from this episode. And you threw both of your daggers and got Balthazar last time. That tells me last time, with your 1 participation, man, your dagger throwing and the fact that you had Shalita coat your daggers with the holy tears. It says here, so you say you're at 13. You picked up 3 this time. I think you got 4 last time. So add 7. Add 7 to that. I show that you had 9 in reserve, but who knows? Finn is no ordinary peddler. I agree. I've been saying he's some kind of assassin. I don't know what's going on here. How many did I get in total? 7. The battle with Balthazar netted you 4, and then today you picked up another 3. Yeah, I have you at 9. So you had 9 plus your 7. So you're at 16. So you're at 16. And I got to admit, you are at level 4. So 16. Let me look at the book. Where's the book? I buried it. What does that mean? Sitting at 16. Yes. How many XP? We'll come to the Colonel in a second. All right. So you're close. You're not quite at level 5 yet. All right. Let's hit the Colonel. And then we'll come to Chalita. So the Colonel, you're going to get 1 for this one. You were present, even though you couldn't stay in the foot pursuit. You got 1 for the battle with Balthazar. And you, if I remember right, threw your spear and did massive damage with the holy tears. So correct me if I'm wrong, Chadwick, but that also is, or Chadwick, Colonel, that is 3 for that spear throw. So 3, 4, because you were present. 5, you were present for this one. I believe you got 5 XP. So the Colonel picked up 5 XP, taking you to 40. Holy moly, you die at 42. Woo! You're at 40, my friend. 2 more episodes just participating. Had you stayed in that foot pursuit, you probably would have died. That's all I'm saying. That foot pursuit would have broken your bones down and you would have died. I'm glad you gave up. What do we have? Fear just learned survival skills. He was defenseless against Balthazar when he killed his family, so he learned to defend himself, also to protect himself from bandits during his travels. I got it, and you keep saying that, but this guy throws daggers. He does all kinds of cool stuff. He kills bear snakes. I think you are awesome, or at least Finn is. Just in time to redeem himself and do a great service to the realm. Yes, sounds like you may die in the removal of Gladwin, which would be to Artoon's service. I like it. I think the reason why Colonel didn't pursue is because he collapsed from a sickness. Yeah, I don't think you're right. He couldn't stay in there. I think the Colonel is really ill. Yeah, he's on death's door. I imagine you're getting pale. So what does Chadwick go to? I think Chadwick's got to also get 3 for that battle with Balthazar, plus 1 for being present. And then he was present at this episode, even though he didn't give foot pursuit. So I'm just going to give him a total of 5. So he only had 2, 5, 6, 7. He's now at 7. Nowhere near what he needs to level up, but that's fine. That stuff he did and coming back. Chalita now. Chalita also at 5, but I got to be honest. With the miracle, I don't think giving her just 3 is enough. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I think that was worth the episode of being present and then she was present in both these episodes for 2. But on top of that, I think that miracle is worth 4. So 4, 5, 6 is what I think she should get. That's exactly what an assassin would say. I agree. I'm just a peddler. You know what? I want to put Chalita up with what Finn got. I want to make it a full 7, even though I know she didn't do anything but one thing in this round. That miracle seemed huge, but it could be 6. You guys let me know. I hope the colonel at least is there for the coronation. 7, 8, 9. She's at 9, nowhere near the next level, so she's got a ways to go. But she's got 9. She's got 9 XP. Maybe Chalita can work her magic to delay his death. Maybe. Colonel, you can always ask her. She seems exhausted, and I don't think she can do these saves all the time. I think if she were to rest, she might be able to rest and have a 5% chance. I think 10. I can't believe she rolled that 10% chance. I have 4 XP until the next level. All right. Yeah, you're good. Let's see. Yep. I see the colonel is too proud to ask. Got it. Maybe she'll see it, or maybe as you collapse, she'll attempt her healing art again. This cannot be something that's normal for her, though. I think this is rare. Her connection with Chadwick was part of it. I think fighting a demonic force was part of it. A good roll was a big part of it. I think the colonel himself is pretty sick. Somebody needs to help him up. Got it. I think, well, Chalita, of course, will pick him up and throw his arm over her shoulder. I think Chadwick will come over and grab his other arm, and you guys begin to hobble your way towards Gladwyn's residence. She can't do it again. It wasn't just a 1 and never again. But I see what you're saying. It could be a 1% chance, but she hasn't rested. I think that's the big one. I think that would have taken something out of her. If she had a chance for a full rest, I think she might be able to come back with like a 5% chance, but I don't want, in this, I don't want death saves. Honestly, I knew she had that role, and fighting a demonic force and it being her best friend or her brother-like character, I think her God answered her prayer. I did not expect Chadwick to survive. I was sure he was going to die and she was going to miss the save, but the dice said otherwise. That would be too OP. I agree. That would remove any stakes from dying. Yeah, I don't think she can just do it all the time. But she clearly has a gift and a connection to God. But yes, I don't want her raising the dead repeatedly. But I don't know. We'll see. She would need to rest, and she is not resting now. And at the most, the colonel has 2 episodes left. But I don't want to rule it out. I am leaning towards her having a 5% chance of saving him if she rests. That would mean she's going to have to just not take part in this next fight, I think. So we'll see. We could have a full death of the colonel. We'll have to see what Skull does. Anything else to take care of before we leave? That was a fun little foot pursuit. I liked it. It felt like we were chasing after him. Maze Rats is really good in conjunction with Mythic in just kind of, hey, what would this be? What's the feel? How does this occur? And I thought that just rolled I thought the system of chasing him down was good. That boy had some fight in him. My goodness, Gruznack did some stuff. I do think Kaysen is hurting. He's almost dead himself, but maybe he takes fight in this next one. This is the fight for the city. This is the fight for their lives. Fiona, please save the colonel. Yeah. We are all out of tears, too. All of the tears were used. I don't think there was one. Oh, was there one left? The colonel used one. Finn used two. There might be one more use left. Interesting. I may give a little bit of, I don't think it's a perfect heal for the colonel, but maybe, who knows. Finn carries him in the direction of Schindler. Schindler is approaching. Finn carries him in the direction. So the colonel is back with Chalita. So it's Schindler, Lord Schindler. Oh, Kaysen, you're carrying Kaysen. Got it. We ran out. Okay, if you were out, I thought you had one more. IIRC. What is that? I don't know what that means. Kaysen. I have it as CAYSON. So, Sin's not bad, though. I like your SIN. I'm going to stick with that. I'm changing the spelling. He is a bastard child. So, Kaysen, I like it. If I remember correctly. Got it. I don't use all those. Terrible with that. LOL. That's about all I got. Or even WTF for me where I work means Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Not what the... So, all right. If I remember correctly. Wow. Okay. Got it. Terrible with those. I got all the military ones down. FUBAR. All right. I will call it. Great episode. Very nice. Yeah, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Bingo. Somebody's got their phonetic military down. Nice. Great episode. When we return, we will be converging on Gladwyn's residence. There is probably some conflict already in play between his royal guard and Robert II. Bingo. We are out. See you guys later. Great episode. Fun, fun,